Hello, family. I hope you are well. I am good. I am back. My name is Ntabisa Ngwechana and I am a spiritual medium. The last time I appeared in one of the social media pages, I was sensitizing everybody of my then health issues. I have since made a recovery, and I would just really like to thank you for your prayers, for your messages of encouragement, for you wishing me well and praying for my family. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you. When some people saw me at the doctor's, saw me at the mall, saw me when I was filling up prescriptions and everything else, you still kept on praying for me, and I can never take anything for granted. I really appreciate you. And as well, I sent the same message to you, that may God keep you for me, so that we can keep on doing this thing that we are doing. I just want us to do a very quick one. So I'm back working, and I then realized, family, that for the past 2 months there have been a pattern of discoveries when we do readings. And I just thought that perhaps we can talk a little bit about this particular issue, and perhaps you can find out from your own parents what had happened to your umbilical cord, how your umbilical cord was disposed of. So most of us are Africans, and there are certain beliefs around the umbilical cord. So what is an umbilical cord, you may ask? Kubo, kubo, muhuba wa ngwana. It is that thing that is very ugly, as it comes protruding on the belly, right? So 10 days after a child is born, that thing will drop, and there is an upper part, there's the front part, and there is the back part. The back part is the one that really connects to the stomach of the baby, to the belly of the baby. And many people have certain beliefs on how to dispose it of. Some of them are really family specific. Some of them, a healer will let you know how you need to do it. Some of them, you will just have an inclination of, I feel like I need to do this thing, right? But so what are we then saying? I'm then saying there is no prescriptive way of doing it correctly, but there is a way of doing it not correctly, right? So lately, the past 2 months have been marred, or have been characterized by most people coming through, and the Spirit would say, let this individual, let this child of ours ask their parents how their umbilical cord was disposed. So the umbilical cord and how it gets disposed would then speak a lot of things to the pattern of your life. And I was hoping not to speak too long on the issue of the umbilical cord, because I really just want to segue to the issues of birth patterns. And I'm hoping just to put everything into one bulk, so that you can keep it in your psyche as one set of messaging. There are certain people where when they come for consultations, their life is having this, I normally call it the stop and start effect. You start to do a good thing, yay, we are going on. Suddenly, bad things are happening to you. A series of bad things are happening to you. And no matter how much you try to salvage the situation, it is just a slope that is going this way. Things are just falling through. You try to push them up, they are falling through. They're just falling out because of this issue, how your umbilical cord has been disposed. Your umbilical cord is the first thing, that appears, so that we know that there is a living individual that is coming through. Certain things will happen. I normally explain to people that when I felt pregnant, I felt something literally connecting, and people say it's never that in Tabi, but I felt it. I felt it. So let's work with mine. Let's work with my pregnancy story, okay? Since I'm the one that's telling the story, so give me, unless you tell your own story. Really, la bona I'm ke fodile ne ke thomotsweng ke fodile. So now so I felt that something was really connecting, and it's like a scratching sound, is scratching feel, like a little bit of a scratching feel, tingling yana, very nice. Maybe most people have experienced it. Tell me if you have. It's a very nice feeling. And for the men, you can only just look at me and say, yeah, no, it looks like it's a nice feeling. So I'm sorry if I'm cutting you out of this thing. But you were also born, you were also coming through into this world via the same process. So let me not lose you, because it's important for us to find out how your umbilical cord has been disposed of and how does that affect your life. So I'm saying an umbilical cord, I mean, the cord would then connect to the mother's belly button, and then it will be like a feeding system. You know, how does this thing now feed this fetus into a whole grown human being until the person is born, and now it comes out with a cord and we cut it, right? So this becomes literally your lifeline. There are many children that have passed on because the umbilical cord actually strangulated them, and you know, all of these other issues. So now this cord becomes a very, very, very important thing. Becomes an important thing. People will then decide, I'm going to give this cord to my mother because I am a young woman. I do not know how these things are done. This is my first time doing it, and my mother has done it multiple times, or my gogo has done it multiple times, and therefore they should know. That is fine, but you need to know, because now you are accountable to this little life that you just brought. So now you can't just give birth and go, oh yeah, no, let whatever happen because my family will take care of it. Because now when the child comes through and asks this important question, what has happened to umbilical cord, it becomes an issue. Now people will give it to their moms, give it to their grandmothers, give it to other people. According to patient is from Zim, Pesci is my assistant. I think by now we all know Pesci. So Pesci tells me that as part of the paternity test in most of their cultures, you would then keep the umbilical cord and then give it to the father's family. And the father's family need to decide what they can do, or need to have it treated and do a certain ritual that will speak to the children of this family. So for them, it is like if somebody is bringing the umbilical cord, then that on its own is a paternity test. Like it's like, oh, okay, we are the fathers. Nice, right? Now, some people would do that. But what I understood about this process is that the mother from then just becomes not aware of what exactly is being done. So she's not privy to what the family does. So they can receive it. The receiving of it is the symbolic thing than what is done with the umbilical cord. So I realized that in our past readings, people have had the umbilical cord. Somebody I asked, I said, what happened to your umbilical cord? And the mother said, I flushed it in the toilet. So this is the life indicative. This is a symbolism of a life of a child. And then it goes all the way into the sewage pipe of the entire community, the entire city. And now, when this child's life is having all sorts of issues, we wonder, because now the foundation of this child has been all over the show and we can't really pin it down. And because what I was saying is that, why are you in such a hole? Why are you in such a dark place? What is happening to you? And she says, but we spoke about the marriage. We spoke about everything that was falling out. But no matter how much we tried, You know, when you're giving somebody a reading, you ask us, can I try this? Can I try that? Can you give me that? Can you give me? So we try all sorts of things and try to find a solution. But the solution kept on saying, a dark hole. All to find out that the dark hole is actually the sewage pipeline. Some other person's life, I could just say, I said, your life is in the dump. I don't know why you're living like you are supposed to be homeless. Are you homeless? No. Have you been homeless? No. Is there a history of homelessness in your family? And the answer is all right, no. And now, when we ask about the umbilical cord, because now the foundation of this child, of this woman, well, at that time, I'll see you as a child because the issue is going back. Right? So now, the umbilical cord, I mean, the foundation of this person is now located in the rubbish dump. And this alters the life pattern of this individual. And this changes the entire life pattern of this particular individual. Problem? Yes, big problem. Now, the correct way, I will say the correct way in this sense, for new mothers and for mothers that are upcoming and all of this future interactions, because we are really trying to save ourselves. The correct way, or can I say the advisable way? Let's not try to say other things are wrong. I was taught that you can take the umbilical cord, grind it, right? Grind it until it is very powdery form, and then you take a certain herb. In Sesotho we call it sorokolo. I'm not aware what it is called in other languages, and obviously sorokolo is not a universal language, but then it's actually a herb that is commonly used in children. As normally when we are wanting to protect this child from any other negative energy, the mother would chew this herb and then give it to the child. It's a very, very bitter herb. Now you can mix that mixture, the ground, the one that you grinded, right? The one that you grinded, the umbilical cord, you mix it with sorokolo, you pour Vaseline on it, and then you take this thing and then put it on the child's what do you call this? Puana. What is puana kasokoa? It has a very sophisticated name. You know, when a doctor looks at a young baby and then they would start to look at this part to see if the child is well, yes, then you would pour it, you would smear it just on top of their head here. Use that for a couple of days until it finishes, until the mixture finishes. So it's not gonna be too much, because you are literally just grinding a thing this big, you know. And so what do you then do if you do not know how? So what are the effects? The effects of somebody who the umbilical cord has not been well disposed, or in a case where your umbilical cord has been disposed, but then you have moved from that sorry and but I'm so sorry, but you have moved from the area where your umbilical cord has been, let's say, use the word buried, right? You have moved away from that the area, and you have no connection, or the people that have dealt with your umbilical cord have passed on, and your life is just doing a merry-go-round, a very ugly merry-go-round. What do you do in a case like that? You go and buy yourself back. You go and buy yourself back by using this process. You're going to have a coin, a 1 rand coin. So you will calculate your age, right? You will then say, I am 37, right? You will then say, I'm a 37-year-old and I've been living this life for 37 years. So you will find coins, 1 rand coins that are 37 1 rand coins. Each coin, each 1 rand If you are living in a place where the currency is a dollar, if you have $1, if you are living in a world where your currency is a pula, then you have a 1 pula coin. If you're living where there's rand, then you have a 1 rand coin. Ne? And then you are going to have this the exact number of your years with the coins. And you will also find soil from a crossroad. Soil from in the middle of a crossroad. Crossroad is something that you would call a four-way stop, ne? Crossroad. Why? Because now we want to locate you wherever your spirit has been dedicated, right? Wherever your spirit has been dedicated, because we do not know how or what had happened to you when they were disposing it of, whether you were dedicated to a certain set of ancestors, a certain animal, a certain anything that anybody can do in this world. Now you take the soil from a crossroad, you are going to bath with it, ne? You are going to bath with it and also mix the coins in your bath water. So please do not ask me if you can use 2 rand coins. No, 1 rand, $1, 1 pula, 1 whatever that is a coin that is not a note, right? That is a representative in your country, that is a currency of your country, right? Use that. And if you are in Zim and you used to have an equivalent of 1 rand or 1 Zim dollar, right? 1 Zim dollar, that is a coin, you can use that, because it's a thing of the country of your birth. It's a currency of the country of your birth. Don't think, okay, now we are in the dollar economy system, what can I use? If you can find the old coin from Zimbabwe that is like a 1 rand, that is like a pula, that is like a $1, that's fine, you can use that, né? So you have your soil from a crossroad, you have the coins that are equivalent of your age. Don't use 20, don't use 37, because I gave an example of 37. If you are 45, use 45 coins. If you are 20, use 20 coins. If you are 35, use the coins of your age. Right, family? Good. And then you bath and you are calling yourself back. You are buying yourself back in the spirit. And while you are still bathing, you can use your soap, that's fine. Or for it to work better, you can use a sunlight bar soap. Go get your sunlight bar soap. All of these things, I should really be having them. They're somewhere along this house, but it's still a very construction site house. So a sunlight bar, the green one that has sunlight, is sold internationally, right? Then you can just buy a small one, because now you are going to be bathing with it until it finishes. Not in the same bath, I mean for the days to follow, right? So what do you then have? 3 things. You have your coins that are the same as your age, you have your salad bar, you have the soil from a crossroad, and then you will speak along the lines of, my God and my good ancestors, any other energy that is operating in my life that has followed me from birth, that I've been dedicated into without knowing, that has made my life difficult, that has made my love life difficult, that has made my family life difficult, that has made me on my own difficult to live with, or my own body to not be able to carry me. I disarm that energy. And then from henceforth, you will talk about the things that you have long been praying for in your life that are just not moving. There are certain things that you just know that I'm even tired of praying about this thing. So it is that thing that you will bring to the coin, sunlight and soil ministry, ne? So that we can change, we can buy you back. We can buy you back. Now there are certain people who other people are able to bewitch because your umbilical cord has been disposed of at your grandmother's home. Now they would go to your grandmother and bewitch that house, and you are wondering, why are you in many other places, even somewhere abroad, but your life is still having the very same issues as you were growing. Sometimes other people have access to the yard or the soil where your umbilical cord is, and that is why we are working with the soil, because with the crossroad soil, we are saying from north, from the east, from the south, from the west, wherever. You can never go to all four corners of the world, but the soil will always represent that, right? And so now that's why we are cleansing you. The crossroads soil is very important to do many cleansings, né? You can do that one. You can also add the egg in the mixture if you really want to be sure that this thing is working. But all prescriptions work according to your faith. So family, please go buy yourself back. I will do another segment on the birth patterns. I thought I was gonna speak less, but as I'm going on, I feel that I needed to explain a little bit better about your umbilical cord. So have a good talk with your mom, with your grandmother, and ask how your umbilical cord has been disposed of, or where is it. Ne? If you find that your umbilical cord is in a certain house where you know that, hey, I heard about Gogo was really not a very good person in spirit, you are a good candidate for cleansing. Thank you so much, family. I'm telling you that I'm healed, and I am healed, I am well, and we are going forward. Tell me how the rituals goes, ne? Tell me how it goes. Let's talk about it on my Facebook page, and let's go cleanse ourselves and go buy ourselves back. Because once you fix how you brought into this world, then you can easily be a prophet of your own life without somebody having gone ahead of you. May you all be well. I love you. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And in all things that you do, pray. Nothing works well as good as prayer, right? Nothing works well as good as prayer. Even Muti needs for you to say what this Muti should do. Other than that, it's just a plant. So go pray for your life. Speak good things about your life. Speak life into your life. Speak life into your children's life, because at some point you are going to be the one that changes the story of your own legacy. So take these things seriously. Thank you, family. Bye-bye.